Good morning, it's Plumber J. So today I'm going to be installing a kitchen faucet for a customer and giving those dogs some dog treats, if you can hear them in the background. This is the American Standard Maven 9319 300.002 in chrome. You see a lot of these Mavens in hardware stores or mom and pop shops, or things like that. You don't really see a whole lot of these in like plumbing supply stores. I'm gonna try to get some video footage of step-by-step process of installing it. Once I get out the old Maven faucet, which is gonna be a royal pain to do, I might have to cut that one out, and then, or at least show you the functions of this faucet. This faucet comes in around $175 to $180, give or take, depending where you buy it from. So it's not super over the top when it comes to price point of buying it off the shelf. So yep, let me get the old one out and let's get started. So my shutter valves are not holding, so I'm going to swap them out, and I'll show you how I do that or what I use. Typical customer has everything under the kitchen sink. You gotta love it, right? So yeah, look at that S-trap. I'm gonna swap out those two valves and call it a day. So there's our old softener, and that's our bladder tank, which one day I'll probably be replacing. So water comes in here, builds up pressure through here, and then goes up here. So all I gotta do is off and then replace those valves. Come over here to this sink, which probably is going to leak. Drain down the water. Gotta like that, huh? Oh God. These ones are all threaded. I took off the handle on that one. So I was going to use my Milwaukee Pro Press to thread these in here, because this is the only straight valves that I have at the hardware store on this side of the mountain over here. So, but since there's already two male adapters, I'm just going to use them and just use the valves and not Pro Press and charge the customer for that. Don't need to charge them for what they don't need. So let's get them in. And of course I'll be using Monster Teflon and Monster Dope for some lubrication. I only run Monster. Really good stuff. Never had anything fail me before. Got both valves in, hot and cold. So my bladder still has pressure because all I did was shut the valve after it. So turn that on, nice and slow. Get all that air out of that sink faucet. Get the air out of the line. Go. Get it shut off. Gotta like that sink leaking. I don't ever want to replace this sink. Oh man. Well, at least I'll tell the customer. That's gonna stink. Anyways, back to the kitchen faucet. Gonna grab a drop cloth. There we go. Get this stuff out of here. Grab my bezel wrench. Good old school Pasco. and take this all apart. This is your hose. I'm going to try to save this for emergencies. So everything else is pretty much trash. So right now we're holding a vacuum. Faucet is out, and I'll tell you right now, they don't make faucets like they used to. Nice and heavy. But this handle alone probably weighs as much as the new faucet's gonna weigh. So, yeah, out with the old and in with the new. Yeah, nice. Always like to clean that up. Look at that. 409. That's right. I'm sponsoring them for free. Alright, let's get the new one in there. So in all my threads over here, I get a little bit of the kosher grease. I put it on the threads inside my supply lines, and then I also put it right a little bit on my O-rings up here before setting them, because when this is in here in that clip for the next 7 to 10 years before this thing rusts out, will probably be sooner than that, to be honest. But if I have to replace it or pull it out to swap with the hose, that clip is all good. It's easy for me to get the hose out of. So with the mounting bracket over here, this little O-ring goes over there, so no water goes in between the cover plate and hole below. And then here has 3 screws. And here's how they go. Just like that, 3 screws and a washer. You'll have rubber, and then the metal one will go here. You see that grease right there? I take that grease, I wipe it clean, and I put on the threads in here. Everything that has threads gets grease, no matter what. No matter what. Goes like that in there. And just goes in there like this with the O-ring right there. And then see the handles on this side? I always turn it to here, the spout to here, because it keeps the balance when you're underneath trying to turn it. You turn the spout forward, you're going to get the tipping. Turn the spout that way, you're going to get tipping that way. So always put the spout on the opposite side to keep that balance. Mounting bracket will go washer, and you always have the metal washer on top of the nut. So when these screws go up, when you tighten them up, you can press it nice and even. If you have the rubber there, you'll just squish the rubber. So this just gets hand tight underneath there, and then you just screw these screws in place like a tire. 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 3 2 1, 3 2, whatever you want to do, and then you're done. I like to use my Klein ratchet Phillips ratchet 21-in-1. It's a pretty cool screwdriver for these because it's easier to tighten it up. So let me get it in there and I'll show you how I put it in. Just tie it by hand. That's it, so it's nice and loose. And then go upstairs, up top, and make everything straight. Make sure your base is straight, your handle straight. Don't worry about this because this will spin. So I just want to make sure those two are straight. Everything looks good. This will just go in and out. So make sure everything's good and straight. There we go. And then you just take those 3 screws up underneath and you're mounted. That's it. All nice and tight. Ply lines are connected. Cold on the right, hot on the left. This piece in here just clips in like that. You stick it in and then you slick this piece over and you're done. And now I'm going to set the hose weight. You want to have the head for the faucet up all the way. And this is the hose that goes up over here. So you want to put your your weight right there, so that when it goes up and down, that's your last drop point right there. And American Standard marks it right there for you, which is pretty cool. So I took off the head because you don't want to get any gunk and debris in there. So I'm going to flush it out for like 30 seconds. Get all the gunk out of it. And the sink. And you know it. Got that kosher grease on those threads. And just hand tight it in place. That's it. No need to kill it. That's all plastic. It's all junk these days. So just put some silicone grease up in there, or plumber's grease, and then you should call it a day, because there is an O-ring or washer right inside there that will seal it. Just hand tight it so it goes right in place. And then you have a stop piece right there in case you want to fill up a pot. Sprayer, stream, sprayer. It'll go off, and then when you go and turn it back on, it'll turn back on. Like it reset automatically for you. Hot is always in the back, and cold is always in the front. And that's your American Standard Maven kitchen faucet. Spins 360. Retractable hose. On the back you get 3 buttons, or 2 buttons. Turn it on. Hot's in the back, cold's in the front. Over here you have your spray. Turn it off. It will reset. And then here is your pot filler off. So you can come over here, come there, turn on the water, turn it off, on, off, on, off. And that's it. Got your soap dispenser. American Standard Maven kitchen faucet. Good budget, basic, plastic kitchen faucet. That's a known brand, and you can always get parts for it. Lifetime warranty through the manufacturer. Again, I'm Johnny, Plumber J. You like the content, feel free to subscribe. More videos coming, they're on their way. And send me a like. Feel free to comment if you have any questions. And yeah, thanks for watching. Much appreciated.